Hey, I'm Tails.
I'm not so Tails.
I am Tails 2, the Squeakquel. Welcome to Baka-Baka, we're idiots in Japanese.
Welcome to
And-
the podcast where you guys talk about anime, and I act like I know what I'm talking about when it comes to anime.
But you've watched
You've seen more anime than both of us.
Are
You've
you
seen
sure
more
about
anime than
that?
both of us.
Okay,
Are you
have
sure
to-
about that? Yes,
You
you
watched
have
all the
40 days,
Pokemon.
I'm pretty sure. I have like 4. Although most of those days are probably Pokemon, yeah, let's
Half
admit.
of those are Pokemon.
I was.
So... what were you gonna say?
Hmm.
Oh, I was about to be like, I can open up your anime list right now and just blast to the world the hell that is your list.
Yeah, but...
Yes, scold me for being a horny teenager.
You completed 128 animes.
No. Okay. Are we getting into this before we do
Half
anything?
of those are Pokemon.
128 animes.
Animes.
And you're watching 10. So 138. And you dropped 13, and you have 10 on hold.
Yes.
Ta-
Yeah, okay.
It's not
These
really
are
a
very
secret.
interesting.
You
Very
watched
interesting. This is a public
2,000
profile on the internet.
You watched 2,390 episodes. And yet
Half of those
you
are
say
Pokemon.
that you don't know anything about anime.
Like a third of those are Pokemon. Like,
Still,
I'm pretty sure Pokemon has like 600 to 800 episodes by now.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to anime.
You do know what you're talking about when it comes to Pokemon, the anime.
Nah.
I know what I'm talking about when it comes to Pokemon.
I bring literary criticism to the table, maybe? Question mark.
What is this podcast about?
Anime.
Wait, literary? What were you about to say,
I'm sorry.
Max?
I have no idea.
What is
To begin
anime?
the show off,
To
this is
begin-
a train wreck.
To begin it off, what's your
Yeah.
favorite Pokemon?
Oh, I guess we're starting with what's your favorite Pokemon?
That's not an anime
Lilligant?
question.
It
That's-
is.
that's
Pokemon has an
Lilligant.
anime, you bitch.
Pokemon started as a game.
Lilligant, but yeah, Pokemon started as a
Goodra.
game. Pokemon doesn't count. Pokemon's for normies.
I like Chandelure.
Sorry, Tal. Tal, you're an
I'm gonna
normie.
show you guys my lamp boy.
I've played one Pokemon game. I am
What?
one normie.
Listen, we're on a
Oh.
schedule. We're on a very tight schedule.
Screw it, Baka Baka
we-
cancel. This is now Pokemon. We are
Oh.
going to
Pokemon,
force Tal-
Pokemon, Pokemon in Japanese.
Pika Pika.
Pokemon in Pokemon,
Pika.
Pokemon, Pokemon in Cantonese.
Okay, I have to bring this up.
My family speaks Cantonese.
Oh yeah, I guess Cantonese is an actual language.
Yes.
It is okay. So I was gonna Google Chandelure to send you guys a picture of my beautiful lamp son, but I just ended up Googling lamps instead.
I like lamps.
So would you like to see a picture of my lamp son?
Lamps are my
Dude,
fetish.
check out that good lamp. That's a real good lamp that you got there, buddy.
It was snappy.
Should we talk about anime?
No,
The topic of this podcast?
False.
I hate anime.
it's trash.
Well, I don't know what to tell you guys. You guys were in on this podcast.
No, we were not.
You're the
You
ones who
forced us
decided,
here.
yeah, let's.
Ransom.
You're the ones who decided, yeah, totally, let's do an anime podcast. That's a good
False.
idea.
You're fake news. This is slander.
I only said that so you'd stop yelling at me.
Oh.
This is slander. And look at
Listen, I don't need my friendships to crumble on the air. This isn't on the air. So I guess we're good, but
I accidentally sent the wrong file, but also here's Chandelure.
what the hell did you send? That's the pre-evolution, isn't it?
No,
No,
that's the
final.
full evolution. This is my favorite. The pre-evolution is
Oh,
Litwick.
you know what? No, yeah, you're right. That's definitely not the pre-evolution. Litwick's
It
a candle.
starts out as a candle.
Why did
then
you
goes
send
to a
us
lamp.
my movie .wmv?
What is
Do
this?
not open it.
I'm
I'm
not
going to
gonna watch
play
your
this.
movie. We're not gonna watch.
And
it.
everyone's
It's not a
going to hear
movie.
it.
It's just called My Movie because it's from Windows. Just.
It's not letting me do anything.
Oh well, I guess we'll have to move on.
Hey, I think I have like a YouTube link to that.
No, I think we're good. I think we're good without it.
Oh!
What?
Oh. Oh. Yeah, I have no idea what this is, and I'm not clicking on it. So let's let's move on to seasonal anime. Let's get actually started. What shows have you been watching this season? Okay, well, you linked the video. Okay, I guess.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh.
Okay, in
I
season.
guess we're gonna. I guess we're what? Hold on. No, hold on. Now hold on.
What? Oh, I know it's to submit to Build-a-Baka suggestions,
We're not there yet.
but I put it in the
That's
suggestion.
like the second half. That's the second half of the show, mate. That's the
It's
second
in the
hour.
suggestions.
That's
That
the
was a
second
great
hour.
movie.
That was a
Isn't
great
it a
movie.
great movie?
Link in the description, I suppose.
No. No link.
No?
No one can
link
know.
in the description.
No
Never
link.
mind. Never mind. There's no context. You will never receive context, audience. I'm sorry.
You will never get this.
Seasonal anime. Who wants to start off? What shows have you been
Not
watching
me.
during the fall 2017 season?
A bunch of garbage.
A bunch of garbage. What are you talking about? What garbage have you been watching?
Except for Blend.
Really? So you're
That's
saying
your
every...
cue.
Blend S is garbage. Or no,
I
Blend
said
S is the...
except for Blend.
You say... So hold on. You'd have me believe that you're saying every show this season, except for Blend S, is garbage.
Yep.
Cite your sources.
Nope.
Okay. Well, that'll have to do it for Baka Baka.
Next time.
Next time on Baka Baka. No.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
I guess since you mentioned Blend S, we might as well start with that.
Wait, I found an anime that I've technically been watching inside the fall 2017. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah?
I haven't gotten to the second season yet, but I've been watching Osomatsu-san.
Osomatsu-san?
Oh.
Remember
That
one?
doesn't count. No, that
What do you
doesn't
mean
count.
it doesn't count?
Well, because it's not the second season that we were watching.
Oh yeah, true.
If we were watching the second season, we could have something to say about the second season, but we're not. We
Well,
haven't
then
seen
let's
the
talk
second
about the
season
first
yet.
season later.
We can talk. We can talk about the
Anime.
first season later when we're
Yeah,
not
that's
talking
just
about
what I said.
the seasonal shit. So let's start with Blend S. So briefly explaining the premise of Blend S. It's a currently airing show, and the main character, Maika-san, she gets hired on for a job at a cafe. But the thing about this cafe is that all of the waitresses have these personas. And it's like a typical maid cafe, but they have these personas, which are things like being sadistic or being like a big sister kind of thing. You know,
Or
kinks.
Tsundere.
Tsundere, yeah. So, the thing about this show that... And this show is definitely worth watching. It's honestly one of the funniest shows this season. But the thing about this show is... This show... When I first saw it on my anime list a couple months ago, I was like, oh, sure, I guess I'll skip that one. Right? Like, I'm sure a lot of people were like, yeah, I'm gonna skip that.
I just saw
And
the
then-
name and I'm like, I'm watching it.
Like, I put it on my maybe possibly watch list, and then I'm like, ignoring. I'm more interested in... Because it's... The thing about it is, it's there... When you see it at the beginning of the season, you see, oh, it's another slice of life comedy about...
Oh,
a
that's my
maid
shit right
cafe.
there. That's my
Yeah,
shit.
that's my jam.
Oh, whatever you say. But you see that, and you
Uh,
see all the other shows. You see this one that's basically the Hunger Games. You see this one that's like, whoa, the world's ended, and there's just two girls left. And you see this one, it's like, whoa, slavery. And you're like, this is not as interesting as these other concepts. Like, these ones are clearly better concepts.
I
Right?
don't enjoy violence in my anime.
But then you watch Blend S, and while it's certainly not the best of this season, it's definitely very, very good.
I'd say it's the best of the season.
Well, you haven't seen the best of the season.
yeah, you have
Are
shit
you sure
taste.
about that?
Yeah, you have shit taste if you think if you think Blend S is the best of the season.
But really, though, the best
Blend-
thing about Blend S is the opening.
The opening's a meme.
You guys showed me so many goddamn memes from that.
I will say, if Blend S
Smile.
is not the anime
See.
of the... smile, sweet, sister, sadistic, surprise, service.
Spaghetti.
Super Mario Odyssey!
I just said
Sitting the fuck down.
Sitting the fuck down!
Yes, if it's not at least anime, if it's not anime of the season, which I don't think it is definitely meme of the season. S stands for is the most impeccable meme of the season. But you may underestimate Blend S when you go into it, okay? Because it doesn't seem like it's going to be that great. But then you watch it, and a couple of episodes in, you realize
And
these
it just
characters...
is.
It's... The lewd premise is honestly very well used for comedy. And in addition to that, probably, I think the strongest aspect of this show, in my opinion, is definitely the characterization. For one example, I forget which episode this is in, but it's the episode that Miu is introduced in, Amano Miu. And there's a scene where she's like sucking on a hot dog, like in her imagination.
Oh my God.
And I think that's one of the strongest points of this show, because so Miu is
Sucking on hot dogs?
well, she's basically a lewd manga. She's a lewd mangaka. She makes these hentai manga, 18 plus shit.
Speaking about
Gonna get me some of this.
hentai,
We're not
tell.
talking about that. We're not talking about that right now. I'm making a point. Please. But the thing is that she has this scene a little bit later on after that's revealed, where she's like in her head, like imagining like sucking on a hot dog and like teasing this dude, and she's like, I think one of the things that this clearly demonstrates about her character, without directly saying it, is that she kind of like wants to do these lewd things with a partner, but she doesn't have the courage to like ask somebody who she's a partner with, or to even get a partner to like do those things with her. And I think that's like one of the strongest subtle hints of characterization that I've seen this season.
I just love how accidentally sadistic Micah is.
Oh yes,
all the time.
that's very good. Another thing is that her characterization is really strong too, because she's put in this very, very uncomfortable situation, because she's a very sweet, loving character, but then she's forced to be. She played this sadistic role, the role of the sadistic waitress. And so she, like, tries so hard, and it's very endearing until she does it. And then it's horrifying.
Until she's actually trying.
But she tries so hard, and it's, like, one of the most endearing aspects. And then one of the things I think is going to happen in this show, I've only seen the first 6 episodes at this point. One of the things that I think is going to happen is she's either going to become way more comfortable with this role, which is something that she's currently uncomfortable with in terms of what I've seen, or she's going to decide, you know what, I don't like doing this role, I'm not going to, and she will have grown as a character because she realized, I'm not very fond of this role. So, I just think that this series has a lot of potential for character growth, and I hope it doesn't spoil it.
So, speaking of hentai, yo, Tal!
What?
Tal!
What do you want from me?
What do you want?
You know what it's time to talk about? How you guys
I
tortured
think I know
yourself
what you're-
with the bote? Well, now?
No, we're still talking about
Tell.
seasonal.
Oh, dang, you're right.
Wait for the next segment, I
Damn it.
think.
Don't
That
worry.
was- it
The
was a
next
good
segment
trans-
is mistakes have been made.
Oh.
That's whatever you're talking about for you.
Ba-dum-bum!
Okay.
So, what other season shows have you guys been watching?
Well, I apparently made notes for anime gataris, so I guess that's what I'm talking about today. It's an anime about anime. Or rather,
what?
it's these high schoolers who watch anime, and they form a club at school about anime.
Doki Doki Anime Club?
I was about to say, like, man, I'm watching something similar called Shirobako, and then you straight up just hit me with, like,
That's what I thought when
basically
I
a
first
club.
heard of this show. That's what I thought, is like, is this Shirobako too? Like,
Yeah.
It centers
It's
around
not
a girl
season.
who knows basically nothing about anime and a stupidly rich girl who knows basically everything about anime. And she's so rich that with the snap of her finger, her butler just does everything for her without her even having to tell him what to do.
I need to watch this right now.
It's hilarious.
Okay, what was it called again?
Anime Gataris.
Anime Gataris.
I need to find it right now. Fall 2017 anime. Give me it. I need to add it to my list.
You can probably find it on Mal pretty easily.
So it's a show where they kind of tackle anime from like our perspective, like a Westerner otaku.
Well, that's interesting because that's not a thing in
And
anime.
they're very kind of self-aware in their humor and stuff. But one of the things that I love about this anime are all the references to other anime. So there's things like Rue Zero and Hero School.
Oh my god.
The Melancholy of a Happy Vuvuzela. Old Game. Sold Out Offline. And, of course, The Fresh Prince of Tennis.
A Happy Vuvuzela. It's the best one. Can we extrapolate upon that for a second?
The Melancholy of a Happy Vuvuzela.
The Melancholy of a Happy Vuvuzela. That's kind of like contradictory, because melancholy and happy are not exactly the same thing. But also, I didn't know a Vuvuzela, for those of you who don't know, a Vuvuzela is like that horn that doesn't have any valves or slides or anything. It's just the straight up horn that you can play like 2 notes on.
Yeah.
It's the horn that they play at like entrance ceremonies or whatever. I think. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. That's what it looked like in Tomodachi Life.
Alright, once again,
But
what is the
how
name?
How can a Vuvuzela be happy? When there's
Just
nothing
email
in life.
Send me the name.
Okay, I know how to spell
Huh?
it too. It's Anime Gataris.
Thank you.
Yes.
EAs.
This
Oh, there isn't a
It's
space.
not the most interesting or exciting anime.
It's up my alley.
And honestly, to me, the best part about it are the opening and ending songs. They're just really good songs, in my opinion. But they did say Baka Baka, so it is the best show.
Oh, that explains it.
Objectively.
Yeah, objectively.
That's all I've got.
Okay, well, another show I watched like 2 episodes of this season and then dropped was Konohana Kaiten. I think that's how it's pronounced. So basically, have either of you seen it? Probably not.
No, I haven't seen any of the seasonal anime yet.
You haven't watched anything this season.
I
Okay.
guess I've just been behind on every season just looking for... Cause,
No, that's reasonable. Not everybody wants to watch seasonal, so I guess I'll be the seasonal
I kind of
guy.
want to. It's just I'm just watching all this other stuff first.
I will, I guess, because I have a couple more seasonal ones that I want to talk about.
Okay.
So many.
Bro, we have to get on to mistakes.
Quit
We have
hogging
so
it.
much
We do.
mistakes.
Yeah, we definitely do need to get onto that.
gotta talk about Galkin
first,
Handsome.
I want to talk about Konohana Kaiten. Because this is a show that I dropped after like 2 episodes. And the reason is, after 2 episodes, I didn't give a shit about any of the characters. I don't know their
Yeah.
names. I don't remember any of their names. I'll explain first what the premise of the show is. Basically, it's like this fantasy world, and, you know, there are these main characters who are all fox girls, and they work at this hotel. That's basically all I can remember. So I'm looking at, like, a conversation I had with another person about it, like, a month ago, when I actually, actually closer to 2 at this point. When I talked to a person about it. And my biggest gripe with it was that it didn't make me care about the characters, and that's one of the biggest things. If it's not like a comedy or something, I need to care about the characters in order to get invested in the story. And it starts setting up these plot elements, and it's I mean, if you're like really into Fox Girls and like Yuri shit, then, you know, go watch it. You might enjoy it. But if you're not,
All right.
and you're looking for a good story, then this is not going to be it. One of the things is, like, they don't really introduce... There's not much foreshadowing. They just kind of mention things without even hinting at them. For example, I don't remember her name, but, like, the one, like, tsundere fox chick was like, oh yeah, I want to be a priestess in the second episode. But she had a decent amount of screen time.
Ah!
She had a decent amount of screen time in the first episode, and it never came up. It was never hinted at, and she's just like, yeah, I want. I mean, like the slightest thing that we got, instead of hinting at her wanting to be a priestess, they went for this vague ass bullshit where she's like, oh, she's so distant and withdrawn, and a tsundere, oh woo, I want her. And she's like, it doesn't get anything across. The characterization is so weak, it doesn't get anything across. I mean, yeah, the character designs are pretty cute, but the story didn't get me invested at all. I don't remember anything about it. So if you're looking for Fox Girls, check it out. If you're looking for a story with good characters, find something else.
Yeah, watch A Sister's All You Need.
Don't.
And ignore
Actually,
the
wait.
first 1.5 minutes. Just completely skip it.
I think everyone knows the scene.
Scared. I'm
The
I think
scene
even-
is
Alfred
was such a fucking shocker. And most people just turn off the anime like right there in the first 30 seconds, but if you just skip it, it's actually a good show.
Isn't that the one with the interdimensional panty portal?
It's the scene where they shove panties in their mouth.
Oh, I thought it was the interdimensional portal.
Yeah.
But apparently, so I haven't seen it.
The
But
thing about it is that it's just a story, because the main character is a novelist.
yeah.
That's even creepier that he wrote that.
Well, yeah, he's a perv, but he's not ashamed about it.
That makes it worse.
Tasty panties. I sure love the taste of booty in the morning. Please, nobody take that quote out of context.
All right.
Okay,
It's
so
gonna happen.
are we gonna move on to mistakes now?
Huh?
What are we talking about?
No,
Mistake.
we're not yet.
Come on, I have to read.
Uno mas. Because this.
Oh, I have to read this review.
No, you don't. Not
Okay,
yet.
later.
Because I swear this is the last seasonal one, for now.
Okay.
And then we move on to the booba meter.
Oh yeah, we need to rate all these on the Booba meter. But first, my anime of the season. At least for now, until I've seen some of the other stuff, and some stuff might top it. But my anime of the season is Girls' Last Tour, and I'll explain why. So, one of the strongest aspects about this show is, and I guess as I should get into the habit of doing, I'll explain the premise. This is one that I mentioned earlier, but there are these two girls, they have this motorcycle, and that's all they've got. Everything else is basically a wasteland. They've got this motorcycle, the world's ended, it's just the two of them. They do.
I heard about that one.
It's
Post-apocalyptic.
post-apocalyptic. But the thing is, the tone of the show is very light. And that's one of the strongest aspects of it, because it really demonstrates the strength of the relationship between the two main characters, Yuri and Chito, because it shows that they're able to get along just fine together as long as they have each other in this ended world. But, I mean, other than that, there's other really freaking fantastic things about this show, where they go, like, learning about culture that's long since died. For example, there's this one where they go into, like, a temple, and, like, the lights are all off, and they find this statue. I think I'm remembering this right. They find this statue, and they're like, I wonder what this is for. And they're like, I think Chito's like, oh, well, this might be one of those gods they were talking about in the thing that I read earlier, or something like that. And they're like, I wonder what that means. And over the course of the episode, they figure out, like, why people believed in God. Or they don't really figure anything out, but they ponder why people believe in God. And I think this is just, like, a really good tool for talking about culture in a context where it's not something that's already assumed. Does that make sense?
I think so.
This show's great. Watch it.
Yeah.
Hold on, did you say one of the main characters' name was Yuri?
Yeah, it's not that uncommon. It's with two U's.
And isn't it, like, always snowing in that show?
Not always. It starts off snowing in the first episode.
It starts off so is it Yuri on Ice?
Oh my god!
I'll kill myself now.
Oh no. Oh no. I'll never be able to not.
How could you do this to me?
Oh. Well, I suppose that's it for seasonal anime. There are a couple other shows that are really
We'll do
good
later.
that I'll give an honorable mention. The Ancient Mage's Bride is one of them that is
Oh, yeah,
pretty
that.
good. That's like the only one other I've watched this season.
Season 3 of Food Wars.
And I
heard
guess
so
also
much about Food Wars, but isn't that the titty anime?
It's not about titties. It has titties.
Okay, I
But
hear
it's not
there's an
about
overabundance
titties.
about titties
Before-
that distract from the food.
well, I think it's about like food titties, right? Like titties with food with titties.
No, what? Okay, so
Food
what
that
it is
causes titties.
is that
It's like that one
Titty.
thing in Alice in
to kind of show.
one boob
Yeah, you-
shrinks
you
you, the
go.
other one makes you grow.
It's like that one cake in Alice in Wonderland that like grows Alice, except it only grows your boobs. Is it the cake or is it the other thing?
What it is to kind of like show just how good the food
Yeah,
is.
and in order to do
All
that,
their
they
clothes
show.
get ripped off in their head.
That's great.
It's a good anime.
Man, I can't
It's a
wait
good
to
show.
orgasm
Watch it.
because I shoved hot and spicy beef ramen down my gob.
Yes.
Yes, confirmed.
That's what I do.
Yeah,
every day
dude,
in
that's
my
the
life.
only thing I can. Anyway.
Okay,
So let's
so
before we
mistakes.
go on.
No, I
we
need to
to rate all of
this.
these on the boobometer. That's the show.
Okay,
Let's have
rate them
fun.
quickly.
Blend S?
No explanation.
Blend
just,
S.
Just rate.
No, hold on. Be patient. We've been going for like 40 minutes. That's not true. We've been going for like 20.
3 or 4?
Blend S. 5 or 6.
5.
5 or 6 is what I would say. Let's see. What else did we talk about?
Anime Gataris, like, for the most part, is 1 or 2, except for, like, a couple episodes, so then I guess I'd give it, like, a 3 or 4.
Konohana Kaitan, from what I saw, was like a 4, 3 or 4. There was a bath scene in like the first 5 minutes, but
Always gotta have those bath
But, like,
scenes.
Titties.
I don't remember anything from this show. Girls Last Tour, not very high. 1, 2 maybe. It's not very high. There's like one lewd joke, so I'll give it a 2.
Food Wars is 9.
Not quite hentai.
Yeah. That
What else
sounds-
did we
that
mention?
sounds
I
right.
feel like we mentioned something else. Ancient Mage's Bride. We mentioned that. I would say 3 or 4.
A Sister's All You Need, 6 or 7.
And Alfred.
It makes
Alfred
Maybe
brought
8.
up Osomatsu.
what?
Well, no, we haven't actually watched season 2 of that yet. We'll talk about Osomatsu-san in a little bit, but
There's like no titties in that. It's just like everything else.
but the dick scene.
But-
Everything but...
We'll talk about that in a sec. Mistakes have been
Okay,
made
here's-
is the next
here's-
segment we will be getting into.
Alright, so Tal and
States.
I have to talk about this. So Tal and I decided to watch this beautiful anime called Agaku
It
and
was not a
Handsome.
mistake, though.
I need
That
to
anime
read
was
this review,
beautiful.
though. I'm not gonna say anything about this.
Okay. Well, you guys have fun. I'm gonna go ahead and just like take a break.
Good.
No, let me just
They watched
read
this
it
while I
out
was busy
loud.
working on my senior project, so I wasn't a part of this.
So let me just read this review out loud because this just describes it so much.
We watched this instead of Dragon Maid and Blend S. That's how good this
It's not
is.
that good. I
Yes,
promise.
it's a perfect 10 and it's a 0 on the titty meter, so you know it's good. Don't
Oh,
listen
losers.
to any other review, as this is the ultimate review. This anime showed me the true meaning to being gay, and every day I wake up and thank God himself for blessing us with this anime. The animation is fantastic, and nothing can top it. Yuri on Ice Who? Clearly Gakuen and Handsome is the superior gay anime.
Mhm.
I want to smooch all of these men. The main character is lovable. The love interests are what makes the story what it is. They all have their amazing traits, and they surprise you every episode. The soundtrack is so amazing and beautiful
Yeah.
that no one can
Mhm.
ever
Yeah.
top it.
Mhm, yeah.
You thought Attack on Titan, the Angel Beats a
Mhm.
Pokemon
Yeah.
has memorable.
Max, don't interrupt
Yeah.
him.
You haven't heard anything yet.
Nothing really.
I listen to the soundtrack on repeat while I make love to my
really?
sweet, sweet
Oh, yeah.
Goku and handsome
Okay,
body
yeah.
pillow.
Okay, yeah.
I suggest you do this.
Yeah?
Max, why are you such a fucking
Okay, yeah.
asshole?
Dude, you missed one of the
It's
best
the
parts.
bit,
It's
man.
okay.
Mm-hmm. Go on, yeah. I'm listening.
The only flaw with this anime is that it's ruined
Yeah?
any and all other anime for
Ooh,
me.
that's
and it
rough.
ruined my ability to talk to other men.
Oh, man, that's rough.
Other men, because it is.
Oh,
it
dude,
is
that's so
giving me
rough.
the most unreal expectation of the lust for the perfect man. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Max, you are the worst.
Yeah, no, listen. You watch this instead of Dragon Maid. You don't fuck with Dragon Maid like this.
I gave it a perfect 10.
You have sinned because you have fucked with Dragon
Wait,
Maid.
here's the story though. We were trying to find Dragon Maid, and we found this instead.
I will kill all of you. All you gotta do is type Dragon Maid into the search bar, and you will definitely find it.
It didn't work.
Okay.
So we had to just look at like seasonal anime from like 2016.
Because, it's Maid Dragon, and there's an entire title in front. Anyway, Max, check my anime list.
I'm not checking your anime list, Alfred.
Check.
Whatever you do, don't look at my anime list.
I'm not checking your anime list. You can't. You can't.
Check
make
my
me.
anime list and go to the dropped section.
I fucking know what you put there, and I will kick you off of my friends list if it's what I think it is.
Your anime ain't that good, Max.
So this is a little bit of an awkward situation, because suddenly two of the people on this podcast are complete enemies. And that's just gonna make I think that's just kind of gonna make the dynamic of this podcast a little bit awkward, because we're literal.
I don't know. It's
Because I think we're Nemesis now.
We are the ultimate supervillains.
I think you're a supervillain now, Alfred. I think a supervillain, but you're like really fucking lame.
just because I don't like your titty dragons.
Your superpower is not enjoying good things.
Here, maybe I should watch My Hero Academia and then just make my own character. And there you go. That's my.
Sorry, you mean Hero School?
No, yeah,
What?
you're not watching My Hero Academia. You're watching the Disney Channel.
Have you seen the video that's like Disney stars trying to draw
Yeah.
the Mickey Disney
I
logo?
shared you that video. That's my favorite video. Link in the description.
It's so good.
Here, I'm gonna tell you all of the beautiful scores.
So tell me about this anime though. Like, tell me legit about this anime. Like,
Gakuen Handsome.
explain to me what this anime is like.
So you know that like parody anime, like the Senpai Club?
Yeah.
Imagine that, but everybody looks horrible, and the animation is so atrocious. It's hilarious.
And it's a 12-part.
It's-
It's a 12-episode anime.
Yeah,
Well,
They're
they're
shorts.
yeah, they're very short. They're like 3 minutes, and it's all about a bunch of these like
It's a satire.
super cool like senpais lusting after this one boy, and the boy is so generic that you're supposed to self-insert yourself to him. He doesn't even have a mouth.
eyes.
Like normal, like sometimes they'll just cut out the eyes, but they'll still have a mouth. No, he doesn't have a mouth at all. Actually, no, I think he has a mouth. No, he just doesn't have eyes, which is
He can
Right.
suck,
he
but
is
he
missing
can't
a
see.
vital body part.
Suck.
You're gonna have to find it, but here it is. And
We're just gonna.
here, I'm just gonna send you a link so you could just
Let-
look at the art
I've
itself.
seen
'Cause
the page for it. Like, believe me, I've seen the page for it multiple times. And you know whose fault that
Have you
is?
seen the chin image?
Oh, I've seen the chin
Okay.
image because I joined the rabbit for like 5 minutes and then
oh
left
yeah, the
because you weren't doing anything in the rabbit.
I think that might have been a point in time where I just
Bailed on life.
I don't know. Maybe I want to go.
Weren't
grab
you like doing
something.
chores or something?
in the
In the middle of our house,
in
our house.
Our house.
In the
In the
middle
mid-
of...
So,
So for those, it's
Hope
cut
your mom
out, but
doesn't
that
come
was
in.
just about 30 minutes of me eating.
we're not cutting out all of it. Some of it's gonna stay in.
What?
He ate a fucking
Okay.
panini. And it was
I did.
slow.
It was a big panini.
Yeah, well. I've had a bit of experience with big paninis in my time, if you know what I mean.
Dude, that's really funny.
Probably never touched a panini.
What are you talking about? I've had a panini before.
Lies.
What do you mean lies? I've had a fucking panini. What, you think I'm like homeless?
Nobody believes you.
You think I'm like homeless or some shit?
Yes,
Yeah.
we do.
What are you saying that that if you don't have a panini, you're homeless, Max?
I'm saying yes.
Panini is a very expensive
Yes.
sandwich.
I know what a panini is. I've had them before. My mom makes really good paninis.
Are you sure about
My mom
that?
makes really good paninis.
Are you sure
Yes,
about
I'm
that?
100% certain.
My mom makes great.
My mom does
paninis.
too.
Your mom makes.
Great paninis. Up
No,
top,
My
Tal.
mom makes better paninis.
We collaborated
than
on
your
that.
mom.
Babies. Your mom makes babies.
Your mom makes babies. That's true. Most moms do. Given that they're moms.
Most moms.
Let's move on to our next segment, old shows that you should watch. Not necessarily old, but shows that aren't
We
this...
didn't talk about all of our mistakes, man.
No.
We didn't talk about all of our mistakes yet.
Yeah, we did.
So tell.
I don't watch.
That was
Batman,
Gaku and Hansel.
So-
That was the mistake.
Arrow hands.
It was a gem.
Like I said. A mistake. A very big mistake.
A
You have
mis-
sinned against the great Lord, Dragon Maid. Anyway,
We forced you to watch.
it was 2 episodes. I don't think it's enough to talk about it.
Are you sure?
I mean,
Kekleel.
I know that's literally the opposite of what I talked about earlier, but look, these motherfuckers took me away from my senior project time to make me watch 2 episodes of Eromanga Sensei.
And they were beautiful.
And you didn't let us finish it.
I mean, on average, so I will say one thing, is that I think the worst point of Upote is worse than the average of this show. So far, that I've seen of it. It'll probably get lewder and worse
Well,
and
we can
shittier and
watch more
dumber.
later.
Everyone knows what this show is. And it's not even... Look,
I didn't.
I think
I originally
that
didn't
it
know what
is
it was, and you
the
guys.
greatest show ever conceived.
You were just evil because like I didn't know what it was at first, and I was just like, "Yo, what's this?" And you guys
I
were like,
warned you.
You're so
I
innocent.
warned you not to watch this. I was the honest one. He told you, yes, you should watch it. He is
I guess
the
Tal. I guess you're saying
Tal is the temptress.
I am the devil's advocate.
That's not what devil's advocate means.
That's right.
Hi, I'm the devil's advocate, and I
The fucking
advocate for the
temptress.
devil. Anyway,
Hi, my name is Devil's Advocate.
My name's Laura.
Advocate
Listen,
for the
clearly
devil.
Tal is the temptress here. Instead of watching this, you should have watched something
You can go with that.
that.
Well,
You can go with this, or you can go with that.
Well,
I
that
ended
is
up-
Dragon
well,
Maid.
I ended up dropping Maid Dragon.
I'll fucking kill you.
So-
Haha. Anyway, we're moving on to old shows you should watch. And let's talk about old shows you should
Mhm,
watch.
yep. Go on.
So I've been watching... I watched... yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The joke's only funny when it's scripted. Just saying.
That was scripted.
No. The review earlier was scripted.
That's what I mean.
Listen.
Or when you were...
No, it's only funny when what the person is saying is scripted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever you say.
Yeah?
I believe you.
You? You believe me?
Yeah, I definitely believe you.
Are you going to listen to me?
Yeah.
Are you going to not ruin this podcast that we have about anime that's good? And anime that's bad? I watched Watamote.
Yeah.
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 I watched Watamote. And, I gotta say,
What's it about?
I really digged it. Like, it has such good vibes to it. And anyway.
What's it about?
Anyway, let's legit talk about this show. Watamote.
What's this
Okay,
anime
we're
about?
done being ironic and stupid. I know it's Watamote
So what is?
is not the. It's not the full series name. This full series name is some
Oh,
Japanese shit I can't say. Are you making Pac-Man noises now? It's about this character. It's about this character.
Mhm.
It's about this character Tomoko, who enters high school and she's a complete shut-in. And she decides, you know what? By the end of this school year, I'm gonna get a boyfriend. And tries.
That's a terrible life goal.
Well, that's kind of the point.
It should be a girlfriend.
Well, it's a girl, so, and she plays a lot of dating sims, so that's basically what she does in her free time. So she's like, I got this. And the thing is that she's like overly confident, except when she's not. Right? So she's like very confident that she's gonna get one until she breaks down. And it's so clearly a facade that I think it's a very clever show. I gave the show a 9 out of 10, and this would have had a 10 out of 10 because up until the very end, it was going perfectly. It was having perfect character progression. And then in the last episode, I don't know, maybe they're trying to make a point. I didn't personally like the way they ended it. I'm not going to spoil it, but I think they completely destroyed the character progression that they had built up. But the show's still very much a good watch.
Booba meter?
Good question. You know, the thing about the booba meter, right, is
It's difficult.
trying to work my way around it. You know, like a politician, like working on. Yeah,
I think I see where this is going.
it's not hentai. No, it's probably like a 5. But another thing that we watched together,
What's good?
we watched 2 episodes of a little something called
Aramanga
Osomatsu-san.
Sensei.
Osomatsu-san.
Oh, so
It's
much is that?
the South Park of Japan.
I watched more.
Japanime.
I would not really describe it as that. I think it's its own thing.
I would definitely describe. I think it's kind of that, but it's not quite. I thought it was more like Gumball, but very much more mature. So the premise is
Adult
that there are
Gumball.
these. Yeah. You should
Here,
explain
I
it.
watched
You
more
explain the
anime.
premise.
I should explain the premise. The premise is about 6
Sex tuplets?
identical.
I think it's sextuplets.
I think they're called sextuplets.
Hextuplets, maybe.
Sextuplets. Yeah, sextuplets. They all live together, and now they're all adults, and they have to try to get through normal life, like getting a job and living with your 6 identical siblings.
It's funny.
Well, 5 identical. But
Where do
anyway,
you find the
so it's
privacy to
basically
masturbate?
Yeah, it's really funny. It's just
Did they actually talk about that?
What?
yeah.
It probably does.
They might at a point. I don't know, but it's just like it's basically just about like these 6 brothers and their like
Hijinks.
completely different personalities and how they like mesh with each other. And there's
It's very
like,
funny.
Like, and the episodes like they're just like we're gonna get a job, and then it just goes out of the ballpark. Or one of my favorites is going to a friend's
Only
house
to find
for a
out that
birthday
she is.
party.
Only to find
And then
out
they
that
find out
she'd
the
invited
friend is
everybody there. Like they had thought, oh, it's like a very special date.
No, the
and
birth-
then
that was a
one of the
different
brothers walks in, and then another one, and then another one,
And another one.
and then another one, and then some
There's just a-
randos off the street walk in, and suddenly the room is full of randos, and one of the brothers, the one who didn't walks up with her, and they go onto a stage, and they're announcing that she's gonna have a concert or some shit. Yeah, she's becoming an idol. No date, just idol. Buy our tickets.
Yeah, she's gonna become an idol to raise money for her parents' shop.
Yeah, of course they do, and they become
And they
super
do.
fanatics.
Okay, but what I was gonna talk that wasn't like a friend's
Oh.
birthday thing. The friend's birthday one is where they go to a friend's house, find out he's super rich, and then they meet Obama.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Even before
sent
you'd
you
sent that to me,
pictures of
I'd
the
seen that
Obama.
picture.
And I think that's also the episode where a horse spontaneously combusts, and another
That's
one runs
fantastic.
so fast it goes to another direction.
Guys, this is a no spoiler show.
This is like
You're right. There's nothing plot importance. It's not like you can spoil anything.
No spoilers. You can't spoil the good jokes. What do you get on the
I think
boobo
that's
meter?
only 6 episodes. Boobo meter so far, like
9,
a 0.
at least. Maybe even a 9.5.
There's like no
Look.
titties.
The dick scene.
But is there any titties?
There's the dick scene.
The dick scene.
The dick scene alone gets it up to a 9.
But are they
It's
titties?
fucking hysterical, I'll admit. But it's a full scene where they have this game show about recognizing dicks in a pool. So that's a 9. Right there, single-handedly,
But is
you got
it-
yourself a 9.
But Max, is it titty?
S stands for standing up erect.
But you haven't seen good anime until you've watched Cowboy Bebop.
I need to watch Cowboy
Oh.
Bebop.
Is that what we're talking about?
Everybody needs to watch Cowboy Bebop. Even if you
Something
hate
space
anime.
Cowboy.
Even if you're not at all into anime, watch Cowboy Bebop. It has something for everyone. And it doesn't do a lot of like the shitty tropes that most anime does.
Osomatsu-san
does
doesn't
some
fall
of
into
them.
any tropes with its beautiful.
Yeah, but we're talking about Bebop now.
It tends to kind of bounce between genres and themes, even in like the middle of episodes. So there's always like probably one episode that you'd like, just because they've probably done a genre that you like.
One entire episode. It's all you get.
Nothing. Nothing else. Nothing more. Nothing less.
And even if you don't want to watch the whole series, at least watch the movie, Knocking on Heaven's Door. It's kind of like just a really long episode, but it's perfect for just kind of showing what this show is about and these characters. But what is the show about?
Yes, what is it about?
takes- Yes.
What
I
is
should
it
probably
about,
explain
Tal?
that.
Something,
Tell us
something,
the
space
show's
cowboy.
premise.
It
Tal.
takes place in the year 2071, when humanity has colonized Mars and also Ganymede. And so space
What's
travel... Ganymede? What's Ganymede?
What's-
It's one of Jupiter's moons.
Oh, okay.
And so space travel is just like really common, and it focuses around a group of bounty hunters or cowboys in space. And in each episode, they hunt the bounty head. And in this sense, it is like a little formulaic, because it's kind of just the same thing every episode. Oh, here's some criminal who has a huge bounty on his head. Let's go get him. And they usually never get them. But,
Sucks to suck.
Yeah, everyone agrees that this is just like a fucking masterpiece. The characters are really fun
May
and
I-
lovable, and they all have really deep and interesting backstories. It's
May
really...
I interrupt you?
Yes?
This isn't relevant.
What?
My computer went into a lock screen mode. It's still recording and all. I can still hear you. But it went into lock screen mode, and I think Cortana's just insulting me and calling me a weeb, because it just said, tap and say, convert $60 to yen. I feel a little bit violated by Cortana.
That's really funny.
Anyway, you were talking about Cowboy Bebop. I just
Cowboy
felt that should be
Bebop
included.
has really great main characters that are fun and lovable and have deep, interesting backstories. It's really well animated and choreographed, especially for the time, which was 1998.
Damn.
And it has a really great jazzy soundtrack. But the one thing that you'll often hear about this anime is that absolutely everybody agrees that the dub is better than the sub. Because it just feels, first of all, it's just a really well done dub, and it just feels like this show was made for English voice acting. Because it does take a lot of inspiration from like Western movies and like cowboy movies and stuff.
Makes sense.
And let's see what else. Those are all the notes that I wrote for this.
All of the notes.
All of them.
See, we got A flat, B sharp,
It's
C sharp.
really cool. It's
Yeah, that's all of the notes.
Hey, Tal.
a really great anime. 10 out of 10. Watch it.
Tal, I got a video you need to watch.
Fucking
Why does he need to watch?
Cowboy Beep Boop. Let's see what this is.
Oh, I see. It's Jello Apocalypse video.
Does this tickle your bone, Mr. I actually watched Cowboy Beep Boop?
Just cut all of that out.
I'm cutting...
Just cut all of my commentary out.
I'm cutting you out of my life. Is that all the...
Yeah.
So is that all of the old shit we've been watching?
And Cowboy Bebop on the Booba meter,
I haven't...
I would say, like,
No, that's...
5, except for one
I
scene,
have-
which I'm not gonna spoil, but it is
have
weird.
anime.
Talk about your anime.
Okay, so by old, do you mean later than this season, or...
Old shows?
At least a year old.
At least a year.
Okay. So I've been watching the original Japanese dub of Sailor Moon.
Whoa.
That's more than a year old. You didn't need to ask about that. That counts.
I was wondering because I was just looking at all my stuff.
No, that unanimously counts as old enough.
No, I
Cowboy
was
Bebop
meaning to add
is
some
old.
There are
other
30-year-olds
anime.
who were children when that came out. I think you're good.
I was not even born when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
You
Which
were-
means you're good. If it's older than you, it's old.
Okay,
You're
so-
covered.
What I meant to... Okay, so... First of all, I just brought that up because, like, that was the first thing on my anime list. Second of all, I need to check the date for this. Oh ho.
Old enough, TM.
So you know it's old enough? Yuri on Ice.
Oh, you're talking about Yuri on Ice?
Yes!
Yes.
Alright.
So, if you don't know what Yuri on Ice is,
Gaze,
you've
the
been,
show.
Yeah, you've been living under
Next.
a rock.
They're gay! Haha, next!
You have been living under a rock if you don't know what the show is, but I've been watching it.
I don't know what the show is. Explain it to me.
Splain.
Gee, you really... It's gay.
I do
But
know
on
what this
ice.
show is, but just talk to me like I'm 5. Teach me like I'm 5. You know that's a subreddit. Explain to me like I'm 5. What's Yuri on Ice, mister?
It's a show about people who go skating on ice.
I just realized I put you in the situation where you have to explain homosexuality to a young child who doesn't understand it
Oh,
yet.
that's easy.
And that might
That's
be a
easy.
little bit awkward because it's like the first time.
No, like it's just hard to explain figure
Dudes
skating.
fuck dudes.
Just some dudes
So,
being
people-
dudes.
Fucking a
Just
man.
some
People put on
dudes
these
being
fun
gay.
little shoes. They have like knives on them. Don't play with knives. And
I can
you-
explain it like you're 5 years old. The problem is though, is just how do you explain figure skating?
so they wear these neat little shoes, and then
And
they
then
go on
they
this
go on
this field
ice,
of
and they-
ice. It's really flat,
They spin
and they dance
and
around like
and they
idiots.
dance. Okay.
I don't mean to degrade ice skaters. Ice skating's actually pretty dope, but look, I gotta make jokes on this channel.
But and it's about how 2 of these ice skaters end up liking each other and falling in love.
Why is it called Yuri on Ice when it's so clearly yaoi?
Because it's the name of the main character, you ignorant
Yeah.
fool.
So would you say it's Yuri on Ice?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is the name of the show.
The main character's
Yeah.
name is Yuri.
So the guy's name is Yuri, and
And he's on ice.
does it like snow a lot?
Oh my
Well,
god.
I mean, when it's
sort
winter,
of,
yeah.
It's in an ice skating rink, which, is a controlled area. in
So would
which
you say
ice
it's Yuri on Ice?
I think I get what you're doing, Max. And I don't appreciate it.
You literally laughed out loud.
I've made a mistake joining this podcast.
My
and
dude.
you all know it.
Anyway, talk about Yuri on Ice, legit.
I don't appreciate the things you have said to me on this day, my dude.
Okay, so like for the
My
longest
dude.
amount of time, I was just kind of avoiding it because, all the hype around it was just like it just kept on. It was just everywhere, and I couldn't avoid it.
That's
and I
reasonable.
just lost interest because, why would I care about something that's shoved in my face 24/7? Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, Max.
Look, you're the one who's forcing me to watch your manga sensei.
It's a good show.
But
It's
do
a
I
good
talk
show.
about it constantly and talk about how much I need to watch it?
Look, you need
You need
to
Jesus.
watch your fucking language.
Can't
The
handle
show.
the truth, Max.
What? Look, talk about Yuri on Ice, damn it.
So after
Yes.
I avoided it for a long time, I decided, screw it. I'm gonna watch it like every normal person. And I did, and it's freaking great. The animation, great. The freaking story, great.
Great.
The
The
theme
show.
song, freaking blew out of the water, great. It's all just great. Solid 8 out of 10.
It's so
Okay.
great. 5 out of 10.
Because it's great.
It's amazing. 1 out of 10.
Great bait, mate. 8 out of 8.
Max,
so
did
what
you
about it's like-
actually remove me from your friend list?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
This fucking guy.
It's the second time I've done that.
You're a bad person.
You're a bad person.
Getting so mad. Just
So
'cause
what do you like? What specifically about Yuri on Ice is like important?
You cut out?
What? I'm just trying to prompt a conversation.
Okay.
What
Yeah, I
exactly about Yuri on Ice is important?
You got cut off a bit there. Can you repeat the question?
Can you repeat the question? Is the real question.
Could you just repeat the question?
I don't
You
know,
got cut
can I?
off.
I repeated it already. What
You
exactly?
got cut off again.
What exactly?
That time you're just doing it on purpose now.
Yeah, that was on purpose. You got
You got
me.
cut off? No.
No, that was on purpose.
Okay.
You didn't actually get me, apparently.
What was the question?
What exactly is so special to you about Yuri on Ice?
It's a good question.
Did I get cut off?
No, you didn't. I got it.
Okay.
I got it this time. Personally, I am definitely fairly passionate about animation, and even though in Yuri on Ice there are some later ice skating scenes that aren't as great as the first, it really blows you out of the water. Like the first time you see the figure skating scenes, because they just put so much effort and so much detail into it. And not only that, but also I'm a gay boy who wants to date another boy, and I like seeing positive representation that isn't gay baiting or queer baiting, okay? Maybe I don't like being told, hey, this has gays in it, and then it doesn't. Well, big complaint though was, of course, Yuri on Ice was obviously not made for an LGBT audience. Let's face it, any anime that features gay people is 99% of the time not made for LGBT people. Because let's face it, Buchoshis.
Mm-hmm.
Wah, wah. Colon / that face. Wah.
But yeah, so I just kind of like it in general because it's it's just like another thing that's kind of nice for me personally. It's a genre that I like. Like, I have to admit, guilty pleasure is some sports anime, but primarily I'm just not a fan of big fantasy stuff. Because I get really lost in the plot. Like,
That's
loses
why
me.
we're not friends. Officially not friends.
You heard it here first, folks.
Alfred and Max, no longer friends. But it's just like, I tend to have...
Extra.
Who gives a shit?
Read
Says
about it.
President Trump.
But I struggle, though,
Says
with
Speaker of the House Ron Paul. That's not the
my
Speaker
God.
of the House.
Max, stop. But I just struggle in general with following fantasy anime because just like I'll lose track of the character. Like, it's either I know exactly what the plot is, but I don't know any of the characters and I forgot most of them, or I know exactly who the characters are, but I don't remember the plot for crap.
Yeah.
And that's sort of why I like Slice of Life more, is it's a bit more memorable to me, and it's a lot toned down, unlike fantasy ones where they just
Yes.
tend to throw like a billion characters at you. Like, just take a glance at Attack on Titan. They throw like 50 named characters at you. Like, you better remember them names, kiddos.
I'm only 5.
Remember
I literally
the
don't
names.
have the brain capacity for this.
I literally can't even. So is that basically it?
Boobometer?
Boobometer. Give us the boobs.
Give us the boob.
That's out of context. Give us the boob rating. On a scale of 1 to 10.
Okay. If
million.
we're talking about titties, 2? I'd say 2.
It applies to all lewdness.
Yeah.
Or
Dickometer.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
okay. If it applies to all lewdness,
It's how safe for work it is.
It's like
okay, yeah,
8.
the
7 or
bath scene definitely kicks it up to a solid 5.
5. Yeah,
Yeah, because there's a straight up bath scene, and then big husbando Victor stands up, and you see his booty. There you go. That's
I
what
want to touch that booty.
Alright. So we've gotten through half the show. Let's move on to the question of the day.
Ooh, can I choose it?
Well, you're the one who's in charge of that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna choose one of the suggested ones.
You're supposed to... I think... What do we decide? We're going to roll a dice for that, or...
No.
Oh, wait, no, that's for the wild card. Never mind. Pick a question of the day, Alfred.
I'm picking one that Tails sent.
I am Tails.
He is Tails. Tails.
I'm gonna choose how deep into weeb oblivion are you? Max is a solid
Fuck.
9.
I am not
Balls
that
deep.
deep into Weeb Oblivion.
9.
I watch, like, 2 episodes of anime a week.
9.
Fuck you.
9.
If I'm a 9, then Tal's a fucking 13.
Tal's a 20.
Almost completely submerged.
Tal is drowning in weeb shit.
Tal's a 100 out of 10, which then gets reduced to
I'm
10.
considering buying a body pillow.
Look, you don't get to rate me. You're not my dad.
But you get to rate Tal.
I will rate my wife.
Dude, Tal gets to rate
And you are
himself.
one.
I said if I'm a 9, then he is a 13, but that's for him to decide, isn't it? How deep into Weeb Oblivion are you, Tal?
Out of 10, like 8.
Okay. I'd probably say 5 or 6.
How deep into it am I?
You know you're a 10 when you get a body pillow or
Yeah.
a booby mouse pad.
Or, You don't necessarily have to be a pervert to be deep into Weeb Oblivion.
If you get a
No,
titty
you do.
pad to rest your wrist on, you are a 100 weeb. A
level 99 weeb.
Yeah, a 100 out of 10, which then reduces to 10.
Anime fan evolved into fucking shitty person. I'm kidding. Look, if you own a body pillow, you're probably fine, but just don't take it too far, bud.
I think I'm a 4 out of 10.
Yeah,
Well, what would you guys rate me?
4.
Yeah, like 4.
Yay.
Because I'm not a fucking prejudiced fuck.
Wow. Watch your fucking language.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bitch.
Max.
So I guess that's the question of the day answer. That didn't take as long as last time, which leaves us
Last
plenty.
time we did 2, didn't we?
Did we do 2? I thought we only did 1.
Well, we could do 2.
I thought we did 2.
Another one.
And another
From
one.
Tal.
And another one.
And that is, why do we watch anime?
Fuck.
It's to
The fuck.
honestly, it's just television.
It's
to pass
just
the time.
entertainment.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, because the thing is, like, it's media. People
Mm-hmm.
watch media. They consume media because they're bored. I mean, I guess that provokes the question: why do people get bored?
I'm not like super passionate about anime. Just kind of watch it in my free time.
Yeah,
I really like it.
I really like it. That's a difficult question because it's like there's a lot of layers to it, and there's no real distinct answer. Or if there is, you have to go really deep into the psychological elements, like the psychobiological elements of it.
I like watching cute girls do cute things.
But look, man, I got a heart on. That's not true. That's not true for me, actually.
No, it is.
I'm starting to
No.
think. Okay, I'm starting to think more into why I'm still really into anime, because for a while, my big middle school anime phase just ruined it. I basically became psh, I'm not gonna watch that anime, you weeaboos, that kind of person.
It's for kids, you dummy.
Okay, not like that.
It's a meme, you dink.
Dink. That's not a meme, you dimp. Well,
Dimp.
I think it's and this applies for media in general, but I think it's more like an escape from reality, because most people have really fucked up, stressful lives. And if you're lucky, you live in the first world where you have access to this shit.
Anime makes me feel okay to be a complete fucking weirdo.
I think another thing is whenever we think when it comes to animation, and a lot more people want to watch animation, you're basically stuck with either kids cartoons
Pixar.
that are good enough that can appeal to multiple audiences instead of just children, and then you get Adult Swim ugly but only vulgar comedy cartoons.
Some of which are good and most of which is bullshit.
Yeah. But they're always the same thing too, but they're always just comedy. They're just always comedy cartoons if you go to adult stuff. I've never once seen
basically you have kids cartoons that are okay to pretty good, and then you have fucking. That's not true. A lot of kids cartoons are really fucking good, but also a lot of them are trash. And then you have all the adult cartoons that are ripping off South Park and Rick and Morty. And South Park. So those are your options in terms of Western animation. That isn't Pixar.
That's basically the big thing. It's just
I've pretty much fucking watched every cartoon ever.
And that's why he watched anime.
Yep.
Yeah. And anime, it's technically it's just basically just
Well,
Japanese cartoon. It's literally Japanese cartoons.
In Japan, anime just means cartoon. So SpongeBob, that's
it just
an
means
anime.
animation.
But also Yuri on Ice is also an anime. So it's those are both anime. Pixar movies, those are anime.
They're the same thing, guys.
Okay.
Quit arguing about it.
Guys, shut up.
Let me explain.
Shut up, you weeb.
Japan cartoons.
Anime
Can we start calling anime Japan cartoons?
Japan
cartoons.
Those who are in agreement with calling anime Japan cartoons on this podcast say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right. So welcome to Baka-Baka, the podcast about Japan cartoons.
Okay, so about those Japan cartoons, the old term, the outdated term, anime, it was just short for animation, but anime technically mainly applied to Japan, because it was a specific to Japan thing, which is kind of odd, but whatever.
I'm sorry, are you talking about Japan cartoons?
Yeah.
Because I keep hearing you say this word anime, and I'm like, what the fuck's that?
I know it's the outdated word for Japan cartoons.
Do you mean Japan cartoons? What the fuck's an anime? You mean Japan cartoons?
Okay, we get it.
Maybe
it's
we should
funny.
watch some Boruto's Dad and calm down.
Listen, that's one of my least favorite Japan cartoons.
Boruto's dad, Boruto's son.
Boruto's dad.
dad's son. That's
Boruto's dad, Next Generation's Boruto.
Anyway.
Anyway.
That was good.
I think the big wrap it up, please don't interrupt, but I think one of the big things is due to the limited genres of animation in the West, and how hard it is to find really quality stuff, especially if you
basically
want more
have
adult
comedy
themes.
and then Gravity Falls.
It's really hard to find anything that isn't a comedy that's for more mature adult audiences,
or a slice of life. You basically have comedy, slice of life, Pixar, and Gravity Falls.
Of life.
BoJack Horseman.
Yeah.
Was really good.
I thought that was a comedy.
No. I haven't seen it, and I know it's not. But yeah, in the West you have basically comedy, slice of life, Pixar, and then Gravity Falls.
But anyway, I think due to that limit, it's caused more people to go to anime because of Because, like, there's just more genres and it varies, and the animation could be so much more better. Like, let's face it. Look at Rick and Morty. It's ugly. It's ugly.
Yes.
I will not deny it. It's ugly.
It fits the tone. It definitely fits the tone.
It fits the
but
tone,
it is
but
At least it's not
ugly
pickle
as
and peanut.
fuck.
Have you guys seen
Or
the-
Mr.
have you guys-
or Mr. fucking Mr. Pickles or whatever that shit is.
Have you guys seen Big Mouth?
Pickle and
That's
peanut?
ugly.
I don't want to ever watch Big
Well,
Mouth in
don't
my
watch
life.
it,
I
but just
will
look at
never
the art.
watch
It's
that.
ugly. I haven't
Well,
watched it.
yeah, I can tell.
It's just so ugly. Like, so, like, it's basically like, it's more aesthetically pleasing art, and it gives you more.
Yes, please do draw lips. Good idea. I support this. Good job, Netflix.
Japan is just better at everything.
Look, Netflix, I know you hit gold with Stranger Things, but don't try going into fucking cartoons now. You're not doing a very good job. You got BoJack Horseman. That doesn't even look that great.
BoJack Horseman is really good, though.
But
It doesn't look great, though.
ugly.
Right.
It looks terrible, but
I
then you
cannot
watch
name
it
a
and it's
single.
pretty
I
good.
cannot name a single adult cartoon that looks good.
South Park
Yeah.
looks good.
It's ugly.
No, it's not ugly. It's stylized.
Have you ever watched
its
Clone
style is
High?
ugly. Oh, Clone High. I heard of that one.
Its style is a little bit like Total Drama.
Anyway,
wasn't
we're
that a
talking
kid's
too much
cartoon,
about
though?
those weird American cartoons. Let's get back to the premier
American
master race Japan cartoons. I think there's a lot more opportunity for variety and emotion to be conveyed in Japan cartoons. Because the
And weirdness.
industry's there in Japan, whereas it's not really as present in America, where there's
Oh no,
a
it's
couple.
pretty present.
In America, there's like a couple places where you can get your animation from. You got Pixar and
there's-
DreamWorks, and then you've got
Max,
Cartoon Network,
there's-
Nickelodeon, Disney, pretty much.
Max, there's a lot more places than that.
I'm talking about like big
Those are
names,
the
though.
big places.
I'm
Yeah,
talking,
big names.
yeah,
but
the big.
Can you name any big like?
I mean, you also have like Frederator who's doing stuff online, but yeah, I mean, and of course you've got freaking independent artists all over the place. But the thing is that in Japan, the studios aren't like as I mean, I'm saying this as if I know shit about Japan, right? But there are a lot more studios that produce shit. There's like A1, there's Kodo Animation, there's Trigger, there's all sorts of different shit that you can count off. So my point is that there's just a lot more opportunity and a lot more people involved in terms of animation. There's a lot more animation going on in Japan.
I feel like there is. Okay, Max. I could see exactly where you're coming from, but I feel like there's a lack of communication because the animation industry in America, you're making it sound like a. How do I say? You're making it sound like a very small thing.
It's not small, it's just a lot more condensed into a couple big studios.
It's not really that condensed either.
I would say so, because a lot of the most money-making shit is on, like, one of, like, 6 different places.
Then you could say the same about Japan.
You probably could, but
yeah.
I'm
that's
just
the
saying there's a
problem.
lot more variety in Japan cartoons. And there's a lot more Japan cartoons to go around. There's a lot more Japan cartoons being made.
Yeah.
Guys, quick bet.
More interesting.
How long do you think this whole Japan cartoons bit's gonna last?
Not long.
Yeah, like this
The whole
episode?
show.
This
Rest
episode?
of our lives.
The rest of our lives, or the
Hey,
rest of this
dude.
episode?
Dude,
Probably the rest of this
Rest of
episode,
our
right?
lives.
It's got to be the rest of this episode. Japan
Yeah,
cartoons.
probably the rest of our lives,
Hey,
yeah.
Max.
Yeah?
It's really not that condensed. I just looked it up and I just what?
What'd you look up?
I looked up American animation studios and there was a lot more than I thought.
Really?
Yeah, but how many of those do you recognize?
I'm gonna count them off. I recognize Pixar, DreamWorks, Sony Pictures,
Yep.
Warner Bros.
Oh, yeah, Sony Pictures.
Now there's Sony Pictures. I recognize Hasbro Studios, Big Idea Entertainment, who made VeggieTales.
The fuck's Big
Marvel.
Idea? Who the fuck's Big Idea Entertainment? Hold on.
They were the ones
Apparently
who
they
made
made
VeggieTales.
VeggieTales?
I guess. Anyway.
There's DreamWorks Classics. There's BB.
That
There was.
it's okay.
It's at
Hold on.
BBC,
Don't.
but, like,
So let's clarify. Let's not repeat ones that are owned by the same people
Okay.
that are under the same umbrella company.
Ooh, United Plankton Pictures. That's
the fuck's
one.
that?
What?
That's the one who makes SpongeBob.
You
Remember the
recognize
ones
that? What the fuck they make?
They made SpongeBob. They're the ones at the end that always have who always had like the little yellow dudes.
Oh.
Okay, whatever.
Oh, 4Kids is one.
We don't talk about
Yeah,
4
'cause they
kids.
still exist.
They're dead.
But like there are a lot like
Okay, but the thing is that
John Lemon.
a
Wait,
lot of
I'm gonna-
those,
I'm gonna look at
a lot of those are.
And how many are there that you don't recognize?
quite a few. But if you were to do the same with anime studios, I couldn't recognize a lot. Oh, sweet. Oh, wait, never mind. It's part of Warner Bros. I was about to say that Rankin Boss is another one.
Well, yeah, but a lot of those are condensed under, like, I'd say at least 25% of those are condensed under the same studios or so.
The ones I named are the ones...
Pixar is under Disney. Pixar is under Disney.
Disney wasn't actually on that list.
Why the fuck was Disney on that list?
I don't know.
So you got Pixar under Disney. You got fucking Sony in one roof. Like, all of Nickelodeon's shit's under Viacom. And I think Viacom got recently bought up. So there's a bunch of shit going on where there's like a couple different corporations owning a bunch of shit. So,
Well,
and
the
that's
thing
just
you gotta
in
think
general with American media.
The big thing you gotta think about is even though Pixar is owned by Disney, it's still a completely different
It's still a separate
animation.
studio. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'll give you Pixar. Pixar is very distinct from Disney, but the thing is, they're a lot more varied in Japan. Is what I'm saying, and there's a lot more variety in terms of what's being produced in Japan.
And that's why we watch anime.
I'd say the
Next.
big. Oh,
It was good.
Finish up
I was
that
gonna
last
say-
thing.
I was gonna say, even though it's probably just repeating again, once again, the big thing is just the variety of genres pull people in, and the fact that it's good animation for once. I'm sorry, but half of these shows are bad animation. Goddamn Flash taking over everything.
that's not entirely fair. That's a little biased. Half of anime does have shit animation.
Oh yeah, that's true too. But when an anime gets good animation, it gets good animation, and when like cartoons get good animation, it's either like Pixar beautiful blowing out of the water, or it's just like Steven Universe looks
Passable.
nice for once.
Passable. Yeah.
It doesn't look good anymore, though.
It doesn't look good anymore. Yeah.
Why I stopped watching it. That's not why I stopped watching it. I just didn't catch an episode and didn't catch the next one and didn't catch the next one. Let's move on to the next segment,
Okay,
which is yeah.
what is it?
What's the next segment?
It's the best segment.
Is it Wild Card?
It's not
Is
the
it
wild card segment.
Build-a-Baka?
That's it's Build-a-Baka.
Oh,
Build-a-Baka!
So,
workshop.
Build-a-Baka.
question.
Build-a-Baka workshop. This is the segment where we take suggestions from ourselves and possibly from
We were supposed to
listeners.
take viewer suggestions,
But
but
we're
we
not
don't
there yet.
have viewers.
But we take them and we build hypothetical anime about them. Yes, Alfred, before we start.
Okay, so what I wanted to ask a question of is could we do 3 and we pick one topic per person suggestion? Like if Tal suggested something, we pick one of Tal's suggestions, or something like that.
I think we should just do it the way we did it last time. I thought the way
remember
we did it last time was good. We go until we feel like we're done.
Okay. I really
To start us.
Oh wait, can I start off?
All right.
Do
so
whatever the
let's
fuck we want.
start this off. And we have a specific channel for this on our Discord, but there's some that I have from outside of that channel.
Oh, I wanted to.
Mhm.
Okay, so you guys know this one.
Hmm.
Is it alright if I could do
What
this
is it?
one? I beat it into the
What is it?
dust so many times. Max, you probably hate it if I even mentioned it. An anime about championship Overwatch players, and it's just as extra and over the top as a sports anime.
Ooh, esports the anime.
Yeah,
I
and
feel
then
like that was also Rocket League the anime, which Tal also suggested. We could combine
Yeah,
those.
actually,
but
my idea for Rocket League, the anime, is like, it's not people playing like Rocket League the video game.
Oh!
Rocket League is like a real sport where they're actually driving cars
Dude.
that have rocket boosters.
And it's not called Rocket League. It's called Crockett League.
I don't know. We could get sponsored by Psyonix.
Denzel Crockett
wow.
from Fairly Odd Parents drives every car.
And an Overwatch character drives every car.
Okay, but one of the things that's gonna add to the Overwatch one is Max knows this one too. Because Overwatch is copyrighted, they're all like really bad.
Boberdotch.
Like, Benji.
Boberdotch.
I
Gay.
also had some quotes to show how over the top it is.
Instead of May, it's gay. I'm real
Okay.
proud of that one.
That's a good one. Okay, but I'm gonna like,
And instead of Widowmaker, it's Pillow Flaker.
Good one.
Yeah.
it would totally be something like Black Spider.
Black Spider.
Just
Gak
like-
is back, Spider. TM.
Have you seen that like Chinese Overwatch ripoff?
Oh, I think I have.
I think Alphared did a few videos on
Probably.
it.
Paladins?
No,
No, Paladins is
it's like actually
no.
a bad game.
Okay, so here's some quotes I added to show just the beauty of how over the top it'd be. He countered my ult. Impossible. That technique is flawless. Seems you boys have never met a champion Benji player.
Uh-oh. That's no good. I really like the idea of combining this with the Rocket League anime, where all these Overwatch characters are also in the Rocket League. So they like go between like what if it's the same game? So what if these esports players are playing these Overwatch characters, these Boberdotch characters, and they're having and then you go into the game for like an episode, and
Wait.
there's like a miniseries inside of it.
I have a better
Okay,
idea.
maybe it's a spin-off series. Maybe it's a spin-off series where the Boberdotch characters are playing Crockett Meeg.
Okay, wait, I have a better idea. It starts. Okay, so I think the sports anime one, like the esports anime one, should be its own thing because it's the whole esports thing. But I think with the Rocket League one or Crockett League, I think
Crockett League?
let's add a trope to it and make it they're transported into a fantasy world and the only way they can escape is beating.
And the
Crockett
only way
League
they can
championship.
escape
Yes.
is by beating Crockett Meeg.
It's like
They have
No,
they have to win the
it's-
Crockett Meeg turn. So is this in like a futuristic setting? It has to be.
it's like No Game No Life, where absolutely everything
No,
is decided
it's
by
like
games,
Sword
but the
Art
game is
Online.
the only game that exists is Rocket League.
It's like Sword Art
Crockett League.
Online. You lose.
Crockett
I don't.
Meeg.
I've
you
never heard of
die.
Rocket League in my life. I think you mean Crockett Meeg, the only sport.
Yeah, I'm dyslexic. Sorry.
Crockett Meeg is the only sport in this universe. No other sports have existed. The Olympics are. What the fuck are the Olympics?
What the fuck is an Olympic?
Why the
Child's
fuck would they
play.
need Olympics? They
Child's
just have
play
the Crockett
compared
Meeg
to-
World Series. Like
The Olympics is just
legit.
Crockett League played for 12 hours straight.
Crockett Meeg.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What's a league? I only know of a Meeg.
A Ligu?
A meager attempt at saying Crockett Meeg correctly. Gee whiz.
Holy shit, you're funny.
Hurt my feelings.
Could that be a line in this show?
Really funny.
What?
You hurt my feelings. I think Pillow Quaker definitely says that when May kills her with her when Gay
Gay.
kills her with her dice mun.
You hurt my feelings.
I don't play Overwatch very much.
I
Yeah,
do.
It's pretty apparent.
I love.
I know Gay shoots like ice. Or
Alright, new
Ma-
submission.
New submission. I got one. Hold on, my desktop blocked again.
Yeah.
It keeps doing that.
Yeah.
And
Do it, yeah.
hold on.
Do it, baby.
One sec. Here's a suggestion from me. What if Japan lives in a time loop where they're constantly getting nuked twice a week?
Whoa.
So
First
I think
of
this
all-
has. I understand because
Is
a little bit of
this is obviously
historical.
yeah.
So this is sensitive, but also it was about 100 years ago. People who don't know, who you should all know, in World War II, near the end of it, America nuked Hiroshima and fucking Nagasaki, and that both of them were nuked within the span of a week. My idea was
Bullshit.
somehow Japan gets stuck in this time loop where that same week gets repeated for the rest of history, yet the rest of the world gets to continue history forever.
Bullshit.
And I think this could be like a really intense, like, political drama kind of thing.
Very interesting.
It should go into the daily lives of civilians and how that anxiety... Like, do they remember being nuked, or...
Well, we should decide that.
Are they aware they're in a time loop?
That'd be a pretty interesting thing. Like they go about business
So,
as usual, and then they just hear, like, the alarm,
think-
and they're just like, well, we're gonna die anyway.
I think, well, the alarm. I don't know what technology was like in Japan in the 40s, to be honest. I don't know, because a nuke had never been used before. And a nuke has never been used since. But there weren't, I'm pretty sure there weren't, like, alarms for nukes
Well,
at that point in time, because there were, like, 2 people who knew how to make them.
Okay, what I meant was, like those, you know how, okay, I guess it's more of a Cold War thing, and America had, alarms for bomb threats, but...
Yeah. So I think we could totally go there.
Sorry.
But, like, so the thing is, those outside of the time loop don't see time looping, but they see how the people react to time looping.
That is weird.
So there's, like, footage all over the internet that the Japanese people don't even have access to because they're stuck in the time loop. There's footage all over the internet of people just freaking out, like massive mob mentality, like losing their shit and, like, jumping into shelter over nothing. What appears to be nothing.
Okay,
They have to save them.
I have
I think
I have 2 questions.
Who's the main character?
No, I have 2 questions.
Who
No,
cares?
Yeah.
let me. I have these 2 questions. Okay, 1. Is this a time loop on all of Japan?
Yes.
This
All of
confuses me
Japan.
because not all of Japan was bombed. So
That's actually a good point.
Yeah. I think it should just be those parts of
and
Japan.
even then,
Nagasaki and Hiroshima
they-
are stuck in
how
a
would
time
they-
loop.
yeah, and could people
was gonna
escape
say-
from it?
Before we talk about that last question,
No,
I was gonna.
and
I
then
originally said all
what?
of Japan because it's like the idea of getting nukes twice a week is like that's a good way to introduce it. But, like, actually, now that I think about it, I think just Hiroshima and Nagasaki are stuck in time loops, and I think it just repeats the day, or maybe it just repeats the whole week, so they have to worry about the 6 days before the nuking.
And then one more question. With people, if somebody was to enter the time loop, would they be able to leave, or would they just be stuck there too?
They would pass through as if they would pass through the quote-unquote current day of that area. They wouldn't even see what's going on for real. They would pass through it as if it was just after the nuking by however many years it's been. And yet everybody else would still be acting as if it was that week.
Okay.
So they can, people, outsiders' perspective, they can see the people as they do act. They cannot see the world as it does act in this time loop.
Right.
So they see the world as it would be, but they see the people as they were.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
How do they get out? Do they get out?
How?
Do they get out? What's
Then
so,
could
before?
they
So
ever?
who are the main characters? Is it somebody who's inside the time loop, or somebody who's outside the time loop, or is it
I'd
both?
say in.
So
I'd say okay. I'd
there's
say
okay. There is a
someone
couple.
who
There
got
is a
out.
couple. There is a couple.
no wait. I
One of them was caught in the time loop. One of them had left the city at the time of the nuking.
Okay, wait.
The wife is
got-
caught outside of the time loop, and the husband is caught inside of it. And so the wife goes back to Hiroshima, and she sees all of this shit going on, and she's like, well, of course, they just got fucking nuked. Not in those words, she's probably losing her shit, but... And then as time goes on, they keep losing their shit over and over again, and she starts to slowly break down as she sees her husband continually ravaged by these fucking nukes that don't exist anymore.
Okay, I have another good idea.
Yeah.
What if
What is this anime called?
Tao? Wait for me.
Sorry.
Okay,
7 days.
Oh my god. Okay, so what if there was just constant, like what if there wasn't a set main character, but each episode revolved around people's lives, and that would be an example of one of those people's lives?
I like the idea of following one relationship as it progressively got worse and worse
Well,
over the years that pass,
I feel like it would be
as
hard.
it continues to repeat and repeat.
I feel like it'd be hard to.
It's kind of like, so, have you seen ReZero?
No.
Imagine that, but profound.
Well, how would you
So
constantly?
ReZero is basically, this guy gets caught in a time loop and it keeps getting worse and worse until he finally gets what he fucking wants. But I don't think they succeed in getting anybody out.
Well, how would you see the story? Like, how would the story?
I think it probably
progress?
starts.
Like, how would it continue to be interesting? Like,
How would it continue to be interesting? Well,
Yeah.
I think she just sinks deeper and deeper into desperation as she tries and tries to get her husband out of this fucking time loop. And she tries different things, and ultimately I think her character arc is giving up. And it ends on a scene. The last episode is probably going to be like a 12 or 13 episode series, but it ends on a scene of a building that's been destroyed, and her husband is back to the wall on the inside, and she's back to the wall on the outside, and her husband has like this fucked up face because of the nukes and the nuclear energy, and she's sobbing, and he's trying to live. And I think that's how
What
it
if
ends.
He does live, but then she kills herself.
That's Romeo and Juliet.
Is it now?
That's Romeo and Juliet, my dude. I think it ends ambiguously. It ends having gotten nowhere except sinking further into despair.
Well, that's fucking depressing.
But I think this could be, if this was legit, I think this would be like fucking great. I would probably watch the shit out of this. It's a very complicated idea to...
Of course you would. You made it.
Well, what do you guys think? Would you guys watch this if it was real?
Maybe?
I'm not sure for me.
It doesn't sound like it's in the kind of genres that I like.
Well,
but
I mean,
maybe.
if you were somebody who was into this kind of genre of like depressing, profound shit, would you watch this if it would existed?
I mean, I
Yeah,
guess.
probably.
Yeah.
Boobometer, though.
0.
1. Yeah, that's the lowest score you get is 1. No boobs. This is
Yeah,
a
3 for the Rocket League anime.
Oh my god.
3.
Gotta have that lead female.
10 for it has to be 10 for the freaking
So it's
Overwatch
legit
one.
hentai? I didn't...
Okay, then it has to be
Her
8.
name is... I guess her name is gay.
Nice.
All right. Let's see. Let's dig through the suggestions one.
What are we doing?
I'm looking through this list. I suggested one. So you guys both suggested one. So I guess any of us can suggest one.
Oh, we're not done with...
Well, I don't think we're done yet.
Okay.
Here, I'll grab one.
Oh god. Oh, these are the real good shit.
Ooh. Here,
A high school boy has the power to teleport, but only into girls' bedrooms.
oh my
As a result, he has to figure out how he could use it without being found out.
Why does he need to use it?
Maybe he just wants to get to school on time.
Yeah,
and, like,
he's
just a
late to
pervert?
school, and he knows where this one girl lives that's really close to the school.
And it's super
but she
close to
doesn't
school.
know, but because she lives so close, he doesn't know exactly if she's left her home yet. Or even if she's gotten up. So if he teleports there, which is one of the only places he can teleport, only into girls' bedrooms, what if she thinks he's a perv, which he's not. I don't know if there's much we could actually do with this, but I really liked this one.
Get out of my room, Baka Baka!
And he does. But he teleports into her mother's room.
Oh, while she's changing.
He teleports out. And I think this is probably best as a short series. I can't really come up with much for this, but I really liked the one-liner.
But if he's teleporting out, then he's going to be teleporting into someone else's bed.
Yeah, that's the thing. Well, okay. He can only teleport... No, he can only teleport into girls' bedrooms. He can't teleport into his own room. He has to teleport into his sister's bedroom to get home.
And she knows about this, and she's just used to it, and she's just like, hey.
Yes.
I don't think she knows about it.
She's just, like, never in her room.
Yeah, she's, like, always in...
She's always doing her sports.
I wonder... Well, maybe she's, like... I wonder if she's always in her room. She's
a neat.
She's a neat. And she's a pretty neat, too. I think she's always watching that sweet, sweet anime, and he has to, like, sneak behind her while she has her headphones on.
Yes.
From, like, Metal Gear Solid style. And there's a scene where she's, like, turning around to grab her potato chips off of her desk. Or she's, like, turning around and walks over to her bed to grab her phone. And he, like, has to, like, duck under her bed or whatever.
Yes.
And he has to, like, just completely avoid using his teleportation powers too much, or else he'll teleport into another girl's bedroom, and who knows what crazy situation he'll end up in.
This is the best Build-a-Baka anime we've ever done.
No, it's not.
Okay. This is an old one, and I think we kind of touched on it because I drew art for it, but,
Is it Spoon-kun?
Okay. Oh, no. This one... An anime called My Girlfriend's Dad is the Grim Reaper? And it's a bad harem school anime where generic protagonist dates a girl who is the legit spawn of death itself, and she's a tsundere.
Yeah.
Are we just not gonna go off that?
My girlfriend's dad is the Grim Reaper. How does...
And you thought there was never a girl online?
And you thought there was never a girl in hell.
So I think it's like... So clearly this dad is very protective, right?
Probably.
Yes, he is super protective. Like, this dude's like, I can't wait to meet your dad, and he's just like, full on skull and like tattered robes, and he's just like, better not hurt my baby girl, and he's, yeah.
I will end your life. Fucking
if she
mortal.
cries for any reason, and then she's just like, oh my god, Dad,
If she cries for...
I will take your soul.
I will take your soul if you cry for any reason. I can't do that very well.
Fun twist. He's technically
Don't
not allowed
you dare
to
touch my daughter beyond holding hands.
Do not
Can't
dare
even hold her hand. It's like, they try to hold hands. He just teleports out of nowhere and karate chops their hands apart.
No, I think he uses his scythe.
Yeah.
The blunt end of his scythe.
And he chops his hand off.
Yeah, he loses his hand.
The end.
And his daughters too, for good luck.
No, his daughter's like immune to the scythe, and it's just like, Dad, you fuck. And it's like a laugh track plays while the boyfriend's
Dad,
screaming
you
as his hand.
baka. No, she's like, idiot! In that, like, typical, I said an English word.
Baka.
In that typical, I said an English word style.
I have like a concept art for this, I think, so I'm gonna send it. Because I think I have it. But like, oh my god, there should, it's not good enough without an awkward episode where they go on a date, but then like the dad's like, I'm coming along with as a chaperone, and it just makes everything worse. The Grim Reaper's literally just sitting there like in a movie theater, just holding scythe and everything, just watching the movie. Eating popcorn, but the popcorn falls through his mouth and onto the floor because he doesn't have a body.
I've noticed something about all of my submissions, and that is they're either political dramas or very dumb ideas. Or somehow both, like Tactical Nuke was.
Here, I think that's the concept art I submitted, and then like...
Link in the description.
Yeah, and here's it's because I drew a character of mine as an anime girl, and I just kind of made that concept. But now I want to know more about. There has to be an epilogue. There has to be like
Eat shit and die.
there has to be like an epilogue or a sequel. Oh, no, I have a better idea.
What if the daughter... So wait, if the guy marries the daughter, does he become the Grim Reaper?
No, the daughter is. He's just a normal house husband.
Well, what if there's
He
like...
becomes the Prince of Hell.
What if there's the thing where like you can become a Grim Reaper by marriage? And so
Maybe
suddenly...
that's why he's so overprotective.
That's why he's
about
dating her. He
Damn it,
wants...
it's another political drama!
Maybe that's why he's so overprotective about his daughter, is because he doesn't want this boy to become...
this schmuck to become another fucking Grim Reaper, because he seems
But
irresponsible with life.
I also like the idea, though, of, like, maybe a short spin-off or an epilogue of, like, another, like, small child being like, Dad, when's Mom getting home? And, like, the dad's, like, in an apron, he's just cooking, he's like, oh, anytime now. And you just see, like, literal manifestation of death walk in, like, hi, honey, hi, kid. I like the idea of just, like, you're literally just married to the Grim Reaper, and I also like the idea of you now work with a joint custody of job. I like both ideas.
All right, yeah, I could see this going somewhere. I have one that's probably couldn't go very far, but I like it
Okay.
anyway. An anime where everything is the same as our universe, but the URLs for Facebook and Pornhub are swapped.
But
I think that's
why?
it alone. I don't think we need to expand on that at all.
Yeah, package it, sell it to the
There's
US.
no way to expand
There's
on
no
that.
way to expand on it. It's already perfect. 10 out of 10. Masterpiece.
Yes.
Probably a 10 on the boob meter.
Here, I'm gonna find a random one and read that loud.
Oh,
Here's the one read out loud. An anime about the console industry, Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox are personified. Thank you, Max,
yes.
for blessing us with that.
Just...
That was a good one. Where? Let me find that.
And it says there's a part where Sega literally fucking dies.
So, yeah.
Console Wars.
And then you suggested an anime about animation industries personified, which is kind of the same thing.
Yeah, an anime about animation industries personified.
This is
and you just
basically Hatalia, but with video games.
No, it's more like a pote, but with the video game.
No, I think it's Hatalia.
No.
We got Nintendo, PlayStation, VBob, and then for like
Sega.
animation studios, there's Paxier,
Sego. Yep. Studio Ghibli.
Studio Goblo.
No,
Studio
I did
Goblo?
Studio Ghibli because that would be
Studio Goblo,
Disney and
Spubby,
DemoWorks.
Ifreef.
Walt Disney, was the
Disney
creator
and
of-
DemoWorks.
Cine Pictures Animation.
Animation. Jeez. Okay, not everything needs to. They don't change
Yes,
it to,
it
like,
does. That's the
They
good
changed
joke.
it to WickDonald's, not WickWonald's.
That's a good
not
joke.
Not Wick McDonald. Not
Wikipedia
Donald's.
Donalds. They changed it to Wikipedia Donalds. Am I right, fellow men?
Banned. You're banned. Kicked off the podcast.
Anyway, this is basically Hatalia. I thought that was a funny joke, but I don't know. There's a part where Sega
Funny,
fucking
haha.
dies, right? We could go deep into the history of the console wars, or we could go deep into the history of animation studios, but let's be real. Sega fucking dies, and then Disney eats Pixar.
No, they become one with each other.
No,
Okay,
Disney
they're
eats
still
Pixar.
Separate. Okay.
They literally
Vor.
consume Pixar.
Vor
Okay.
be
I
dead.
It's
have to
not
read this one
Vor.
out loud.
They just eat Pixar piece by piece, and then shit it out. They don't shit it out. That's gross. But I think Disney eats Pixar.
With the
I
most
found-
detailed
I have
animation.
to read this out loud. Okay. I have to read this out loud. I do not want any interruptions,
Yeah, you have to read this out loud.
please. The Final Pam, the anime. The
Fuck
initial
you.
Pam. Pam the Devourer, the anime, the movie. One Pam Man. One Punch Pam. One Punch Pam, the anime, the movie, the series. Based on the manga by hit manga artist. I can't pronounce that. By
What
hit
does it
manga
say?
artist, name.
Hideo Kojima.
Hideo Kojima. Yeah, that's not...
Based on the true story, Pam, the Reality Eater, the manga, the anime, the movie, the series, Part 2, Anger, and Knuckles.
And Knuckles.
Final Pam, the anime, Final Pam, the finale, the anime, the movie, the spin-off, the manga, the show, the finale, XL,
Countdown.
teaser
trailer.
3,
3,
Netflix
colon,
original.
Netfllix original. Next time, you invite Pam.
What is all this? What is Pam?
She's the last one that there
Wait,
is.
do you not know what Pam is?
The final Pam.
Pam?
The
You
final
You don't know
Pam.
who Final Pam
It's
is?
a Monster Factory reference. It's just a pretty amusing,
How is your
fun
barbecue
joke.
going, the Joneses? Pretty good, it doesn't seem.
What do you say about one more? One more?
Yeah.
An anime where the main conflict resolves itself by accident in the first episode.
Then what would you do
Yeah.
for the rest of the episodes?
Make fun.
They try to resolve the conflict that they don't know has already been resolved.
Yeah, so what's the conflict? We gotta establish what the heck the conflict is, and I think it's a supervillain. A superhero goes rogue, but then he just gets tired and goes to bed, and then he's fine in the morning. He was just very tired.
So a one episode OVA.
And that's the conflict.
He's very
And
tired.
but before he goes back to bed, a bunch of the other superheroes are like, we gotta stop him before he kills civilians. And so they go out on like a search party to find
To make a
him.
plan.
But he goes back home and takes a nap, and he wakes up and he's like, I'm feeling better. Yeah, maybe I should just stick to being a superhero.
Oh shit, there he is, run!
Huh?
All the other characters see him. And they're like, oh shit, there he is.
And they chase after
Run.
him.
No, they don't have a plan yet. They need to... They run away.
They don't have a plan to solve this conflict that doesn't exist anymore.
And he's just like, what? Why is
What?
everyone running
Guys.
away from me?
Guys, look. You go rogue for one day. And I think he like tells like the League of Heroes or whatever from One Punch Man that he's like, yeah, I was just real tired. I got some sleep. I'm feeling better. Sorry guys, didn't mean to freak anybody out. But for some reason they don't.
Superhero by day, supervillain by night.
No, I think one of the superheroes that they send off to go find him like keeps interfering with the signal, like the radio signal by accident. Maybe he's like Magnetic Man. So it's no one's fault, but they don't get the message that he's okay now. And so they spend weeks, months, even years of their lives pursuing this man, and until they reach the final punchline, he was just tired that one day.
Okay, I think this would work really well if it was a 12 episode, like, kind of shorter thing, like maybe 10 minutes long, and like
11 minutes.
I do like the idea though of like it's basically defeated instantly, and the rest of it's just a bunch of like League of Superheroes like we got to stop this problem, and the dude who defeated it's just like bed.
He's not dead.
I said bed.
He just like
What if he...
a
likes
superhero.
this.
Okay, how about this? A superhero goes rogue, then he falls off a cliff by accident
Oh my god.
and dies.
What if he quits being a superhero? And so no one can find him.
Oh my god.
But that's interesting though.
Okay, but what? Okay, what if?
I think we could actually do that as a separate thing where he quits being a superhero, but he isn't like that. The conflict is still finding him. The conflict isn't something that just resolved.
He's just like watering his plants and like he's just like doing a normal job and like
I
people are
think
hunting
the
him down
supervillain
and-
has I think the supervillain has to be dead in like the first episode, and we have to like see him die in the most comedic, stupid way possible.
And what if there's a real villain, but no one ever pays attention to him and he never actually does anything?
There's a real villain, and he does do some things, but he's defeated rather quickly. Just to kind of like Dr. Doofenshmirtz this shit up.
Yeah.
How do the supervillain who like jumpstarts the conflict that he immediately ends has to die in the most comedically ridiculous way possible. How does he die?
He falls in. He's just living his normal life, and then he slips, and he just like hits his head on a chair.
More ridiculous. More ridiculous. Come on, bring it on.
He is eating a root beer float, but he chokes on the spoon.
That's pretty good. More ridiculous. Come on, bring it on.
Wait.
He's playing his saxophone. He's playing his saxophone as he climbs the stairs, and he trips up the stairs and chokes on a reed and dies, and falls out a window. The stairs are right by a window. It was a poor design choice.
Okay. I would like to say, I think it should be he steps on a wad of gum and he trips and falls over because that was some powerful gum. And while he does, a steamroller comes by and flattens him out like completely like Who Framed Roger Rabbit style.
Okay.
But he's somehow not dead yet. And a flower pot gets knocked from somebody's window and it hits him in the head, and that's what kills him.
Let's combine all these. He's drinking a root beer float through his saxophone as he walks down the stairs. He steps on a wad of gum, which trips him, and he chokes on his reed, falls, and the root beer float, and the spoon, like, climbs up his saxophone and into his throat, and he chokes on that too. And he falls out the window, onto the road. He gets rolled over by a steamroller, isn't dead, and he's killed by a flower pot.
Perfect.
That is how this man dies.
Perfect.
Perfect.
And with that, let's move on to the last segment.
The random card.
The wild card
Randos.
segment. Alfred, can you roll me a nice even D6?
I can do that too.
Okay, just
you know what, Tal? Give me a D6. You got a D6.
Yeah, I don't have any dice. Here, I'm gonna flip 6 Pokemon cards.
It's 5!
It's 5. This is good. Critical alteration. Make one grand or minute change to an anime that irreparably changes the anime.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. So it can be a really grand change or a really minute thing that completely damages the anime forever.
Dragon maid, but they're just regular maids, no
I was
dragons.
about to say the
You're
I was about
dumb.
to say that I was about to say dragon maids, but they're all just dragons, no maids.
There's a
Well,
dragon,
they
there's
are
a dragon,
real
and then
dragons. They just have
separately
human
there's a
forms.
maid. And the whole thing is about the dragon and the maid probably gets killed by the dragon in the first episode, and that's the whole series.
Here, I'm gonna think of a really good.
So, how about...
Cowboy Bebop, but it's just Ein, the dog.
I got...
Osomatsu-san, but they're Osomatsu-san, but it's only Osomatsu-san, nobody else, just Osomatsu-san.
Only the straight man can be... There's no weird dude, just the straight man. Let's see.
Yuri on
So,
Ice,
Madoka
but
Magica...
so-
But... Fuck, I didn't think this through.
Made in Abyss, but they have to climb up it.
That...
Wait, shit, that's Gurren Lagann.
Yuri on Ice, but instead of being ice skaters, they are instead championship rollerbladers.
That doesn't change anything.
That doesn't
It just is
change
less
much.
cold.
Okay, Yuri on
Is there a
Ice, but
scene where
instead
they
they're
cuddle?
fire-
Is there a scene where they cuddle for warmth?
Yuri on Ice. Well, there's no such thing as figure rollerblading.
Okay.
Okay, but here, if you
Whatever.
want something more extreme, Yuri on Ice,
There could
but
be.
instead they're fire jugglers to make the jokes to make the jokes
so
on the
dumb.
title
Anime is hot.
even more ridiculous.
Madoka
Like, people be like Yuri on Ice and Yaoi on Ice, but instead like straight up they're fire jugglers, so it's Yuri on Ice. I think you mean Yuri on Yaoi on fire.
Madoka Magica, but she never becomes a magical girl, and instead she becomes a waitress at a maid cafe. And all of her friends are becoming magical girls, but she's just fucking not. And and it's like as dark as and depressing, but she's just like, I'm pretty satisfied with my lot in life, working at this maid cafe. Would you like some cheesecake?
Little Witch Academia, but there are no witches or magic, and Akko is just a delusional fuck.
That's depressing. Rugrats, but wait. Rugrats, but Angelica is imagining all of them. That's not an anime. That's an anime in Japan, though.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, but Al didn't lose his body all the time. He just really likes wearing that suit of armor.
Fucking Sakamada Desuga, but he's a fucking
He completely fails at everything.
Complete loser. He gets stung by the bee like 14 times. And then he he somehow spawns another bucket of water that falls on his head. and then actually the eraser, he dodges it, but then it bounces, and then it bounces and bounces all over the room, smacks him right in the face. And it breaks his glasses. Does he wear glasses?
Ichijo?
I think he wears glasses. It breaks his glasses.
Yeah. Yeah.
Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun, except Nozaki-kun doesn't draw a shoujo manga, but instead he is an infamously bad writer who writes really bad Little Sister manga.
Oh, of course.
One Punch Man, but One Punch Man doesn't exist. He's just a myth.
The man, the myth, the legend. He doesn't exist. How the fuck is he a myth? He has, like, no reputation in that series. He's somebody's
Exactly.
fan fiction.
In this version, he has a reputation, but he doesn't actually exist.
He can't win, can he?
Exactly.
ReZero.
But good?
No, but he finds a way out in the first episode. And he just starts playing dating sims.
ReZero, but it takes place in the real world.
ReZero, but it only consists of him squealing about normies and then shouting the number 0.
Ouran High School Host Club, but I have two variations of this. One of them is Haruhi was actually a rich kid all along and paid off the vase instantly, and thus the series ends. Or the entire or Haruhi was a freaking cat who knocked over the vase and now has to work as a host in the host club. But she's a cat.
No idea what you're talking about.
You don't know Ouran High School Host Club?
Upote,
Well, I've heard of it.
but the entire series consists of the one
Upote, but
scene.
Yes.
Around the lake. Where...
Just remove that one scene. The whole show is infinitely better.
The whole series is that one scene. Does the show become
Soul Eater, but the weapons
Soul
don't
Eater
actually turn into weapon.
Sorry.
No, let me finish this.
Sorry, I'm
Soul
sorry.
Eater, but the weapons don't actually turn. Okay, let me finish this.
I am.
Soul Eater, but the weapons don't turn into actual weapons, and they're just flinging around humans.
Soul Eater, but he just eats shoes.
What?
Attack on Titan, but the Titans are the
Attack
good
on
guys.
Konohana Kaiten. where instead of Titans, it's just the characters from Konohana Kaiten.
Attack on regular people.
Attack on a board. A thumbtack.
Attack on abortions.
Okay.
Sword Art Online, but is actually a competent anime.
What good?
Sword Music Offline.
I have a
Where
good
they
one.
make music with swords. Clink, 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 clink.
Okay, Maid Dragon,
Clink, 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 clink.
but here's the big thing: Maid Dragon, but no bad titty fan service.
No.
That's part of it.
Although that went too far.
It's an essential part of it.
I mean, it's not essential, but yeah, it is actually. It's kind of relevant.
This is why I gave it a 1.
No, you gave it a 1 because you're a little bitch.
It's kind of true.
Okay.
Let's see. Everybody gets one more. Let's go.
Oh, fuck.
Last
Okay,
round.
good.
Better make it count.
I've run out of animes.
Baka, but with 3 people who aren't us.
That's not
So
an
a
anime.
more competent show.
Disqualified. Disqualified. You're disqualified from the running. I fucking had one and then I lost it. Ooh, Pokemon, but when you use a Pokemon, it's used like a consumable item. So it deals with the morality of using these Pokemon as consumables.
Every freaking like Charizard has too good to use syndrome, so they never use it.
Ooh, here's a good one. Ghost Stories, but the English dub and the Japanese dub are switched. So it was originally a really bad, dumb comedy anime, and it was turned into a competent, well-paced story anime.
What? Ghost Stories?
Yeah, Ghost Story.
I wouldn't call the sub competent.
You actually watched the sub?
No. But the whole point is that it's not very competent and that the dub is better.
Yeah.
And it makes it enjoyable. That is...
Okay, then the sub doesn't want to take it seriously, but the dub does.
How about just both are
Yeah.
not taking it seriously?
That's
Wait.
gonna do... What?
What if the subtitles? What the subtitles were like all the funny stuff, like all the exaggerated stuff, but like the actual Japanese is not.
Yeah, that would be good.
Like you're just like if you
No,
like the actual Japanese is like completely telling the story, but then the subtitles are just like man, Jim went on break again today. I guess I'll have to type it out like just basically doing like the weird stuff.
Someone got fired, the anime?
Like the beginning of Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Alright, guys. Get this. Dub titles. What the fuck are you typing? What's he typing? Tal's typing something up before he finish off with this great podcast called Build-a-Baka.
I want to. Alright, any viewers we have, which is probably nobody, but any viewers
None.
we have.
Follow
viewers
us
we have-
at... What's the Twitter
I have
handle?
a very important request. Vote yes to letting Hentai Quest to be a
No!
new segment. We need
Fuck
it to
you.
be a new segment. We need yes.
Hentai
vote.
Quest is not going...
Where
No.
everything
This isn't...
translators
not-
know
I do not
about-
consent.
all according to Gekyu. No, Gekyu means plan.
I do not consent to this.
You
How
are
about
my
next time we
Nabika.
just
It's just like
exclusively
no,
talk
Nabika
about
means-
really bad ecchi?
That will be a podcast with 2 people.
I want to be one of them too.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be one of them. Is the point. Do you like excluding me from your friend group?
Yes.
Is that
Yeah.
the... Fuck you.
because you won't watch hentai with us.
That's
You
because I
won't
won't watch
watch hentai
hentai,
with us.
period. That's
Lies.
That's
I've
not...
seen you
False.
watch hentai.
What are you talking... I've
False.
never watched
Remember the
hentai.
slime girl picture?
I don't ever want to watch hentai.
False. You know,
Max, when are you going to join the weird side like us?
I don't wanna.
Tal, I totally think Max has seen hentai, but he's just denying it because he doesn't want to seem weird.
Yeah, he's a little bitch.
He's obviously trying to keep his reputation
Fucking
up and just
videos make me uncomfortable. Legit, videos make me really fucking uncomfortable.
Follow at Build-a-Baka Podcast on Twitter.
Is that what the handle is? Is that what the handle is? At Build-a-Baka Podcast?
I think so.
I wanna rock and roll all night. Inside our house.
Our house.
I'm Max.
In the middle of our house.
I'm Max.
House.
And these motherfuckers
In
are gonna
the
keep
middle
singing
of
until the
our
end of the
house,
episode. This has been
our
Baka
house.
Baka.
In the middle of our house,
Max?
our house.
We're idiots in Japanese.
In the middle of our house, our
No,
house.
apparently he's
in the
idiot
middle
in
of our
Game
house,
Grumps references
our
too.
House. In the middle of our house, our house.
You done?
In the middle of our house. Okay, I'm done now.
You done?
In the middle of our house.
Okay, are you
Our
done?
House.
Guys,
In the middle of our house.
Our
Guys.
house.
guys.
Okay.
Shut the fuck up, you're a cunt.
Hey, I'm Tails. I'm not so Tails. Tails to the Squeakquel.
No.
Alright, thanks for listening,
No,
everybody.
we're using our real names. I'm Max. And I'm Max. This has been Baka Baka.
And I'm not.
So Max.
And this is Max
See you,
Grumps.
Space Cowboy.
See you, Space Cowboy. Hey, thank you guys for listening. This is not going to be very
Something
regular.
Space
Bye.
Cowboy.
Something Japan cartoons.
Goodbye, you gotta go fast. You're too slow. Speed.
Yeah, you guys. I can't believe you guys took 2 hours to get through this
Rolling
episode.
around at the speed of
Vicket.
sound. Got places to go. Gotta follow my rainbow.
My rainbow.
Can't stick around, have to keep moving on.
Suck a dick in my hand and it
Anyway,
might
Max,
be
have fun
a
editing
hard
this.
on. Anyway,
Have fun
see you
editing
next
this,
time on
Max.
Baka Baka.
Bye.
Bye.